Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and this is episode 3 of Alex Likes to Knit. Here on Alex Likes to Knit, I'm just gonna go through everything that I have knitted, everything that I have been working on for the past month. I had this idea at the beginning of the year to do a monthly knitting podcast, but looking at everything that I have made this past month, I'm thinking I might do every 2 weeks. I've just really been leaning into my knitting. I've really been enjoying it, and I've been making a lot of especially small things. So I mean, I have 5 kind of finished objects and I have works in progress, and I'm just moving around and going through all these things so quickly. I think that it will be better for me and maybe a little bit easier to follow if I can do it every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try. I don't have a ton of time to sit here and film my knitting podcast, but I think that in 2 weeks I'll try to film another one, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and get into my finished objects. I'll start with the finished objects that were works in progress on my last podcast. So let's see. I was working on these 2 different pairs of scrappy socks. Both are for gifts. So this one, I really like how this came out now that I have 2. There's something like, I'm just noticing that like this color is so different from this color. I feel like that's gotta be a different color. Anyway, it's fine. I don't care that much. These are for my sister. She is in high school, and so she has to wear like plain socks, and she was wanting something that was white on the top, that was like a little bit of a shorty sock, white, and then had like fun colors. So I found these colors in some scraps that were sent to me by Bethany from Gypsy Bird Makes here on YouTube. She like generously like sent me a bunch of her sock scraps because I was really interested in making a bunch of scrappy socks. And I just thought they made a really cute fade, and I thought they would work well for the white top. So all these are from her, and just the little one on the toe is like an old one from my stash, and the white is Cascade Heritage sock in the color white. Yeah, to get them the same, I really wanted to kind of find a way to use like every bit of these really small scraps of yarn, and so I took, the tiny balls of yarn, probably around like 5 grams or so each, and wrapped them around this box that I had and counted the wraps. So a lot of them had like 30 to 40 like wraps. And then I would unwrap half of the wraps and do 2 little tiny balls with half and half, so that these little tiny scraps were split in half by yardage basically. It was time consuming, but I do really like the final result. I think I'll probably do it again, especially for this kind of scrappy sock where the top is like plain or something, and then I really like the order. And then it's nice because it does use like the whole little scrap. Like for something, a color that you really like, it's nice to know that you can use the whole thing. So yeah, it worked well. I'm really happy with how that came out, and I will send these to her soon. It's not her birthday or anything, but I just like to knit for her, and I think she really will wear them, so that's exciting. And then my next finished object is a pair of birthday socks for a friend of mine who actually has a birthday this Tuesday, and I'm so excited because I finished these several weeks ago and I've been wanting to get them to him, and it's finally time. 2 more days. These are my Scrappy Chaos socks. Look at them. They're so crazy. I really like them. yeah, like almost all of these scraps are from Bethany. I used a leftover of Cascade Heritage sock in navy for the heels, cuffs, and toes, and I like that it kind of ties them together. It gives them like a little bit of like order. But I was just pulling random scraps. I had separated them into basically like bright and neutral kind of piles, and I was pulling from the brighter colors and just kind of doing however many rows I felt like doing. So some of the stripes are really short, some of them are a little bit thicker, especially with like the variegated colors and stuff. Like I like that you do like a little bit longer to really get the speckles and stuff. But yeah, these are super fun. I'm really excited to give them to him. Yeah, both of those were in progress last podcast. And those are done. My next birthday socks, I did make a pair for another friend who has a birthday in March. And we have made these. This is bamboo pop sock, which I am really into. It is a bamboo, cotton, and synthetic blend, so it's fingering weight, but it's very like thin and stretchy. Like I think this definitely has more stretch to it than like a wool nylon blend. So I actually make the socks like smaller, like I do less stitches to get a good fit. And then this is an afterthought heel, which I like to do with self-striping. This is a self-striping colorway. I did not create this pattern. Bamboo pop sock. The color is High Tide. That's this colorway that makes this stripe pattern. But I did an afterthought heel, so I knit the tube until it was like a good amount of kind of like color repeats, and then wound off the yarn so that my afterthought heel would start at a good spot to blend in. And I did a sort of extra deep afterthought heel. So last time I made one of these for someone with a small foot, I did 48 stitches around. That's it. And it worked. It fit my foot and everything. But the cast on was tight. You could kind of feel the edge, and I didn't want to like do a different cast on. What I decided to do for this was I cast it on 56 stitches, knit my cuff with 12 rounds with the 56 stitches, and then I decreased down to 48 to do the leg and the foot. And then I just do a little square toe. And then for the afterthought heel, you know, doing 48, so doing it across 24 stitches, I was like, that's not going to be enough. I like to do a deeper heel on most of my socks. So I actually picked up the 24 across the back, and then 6 more on each side. So it kind of came around more, it came around like 2/3 of the sock instead of being across half of the sock. It made it a little bit weird at first because I do this on 2 circular needles, which is really similar to like if you're doing magic loop. So I had 2/3 on one side and then 1/3 that wasn't being worked, but once you get it started, it's really not an issue. And I think, I mean, these fit me pretty well, and the person that they're for has about the same size foot as me, so I think that they're gonna be good. And I love like self-striping socks. Like these are so cute. So these, like I finished them super quick because it was very little stitches and just a lot of stockinette, and they're so soft and stretchy, and so I hope that she'll really like them. Yeah, that is my third finished object. Okay, so see how these are like small, these are kind of small things. Like I don't know, I feel like I need a disclaimer. Like I have a bunch of finished objects, but like I'm not over here knitting a bunch of sweaters or anything. Okay, one more fully finished pair of socks. I have made these beautiful ruffle socks. I love that they are all so different because I keep knitting for other people, and I am a neutrals, boring. I like gray and blue, and knitting for my friends has allowed me to do like really fun things like this. I have a friend who loves purple and really loves like a super feminine, girly like aesthetic, and so I thought doing a ruffle sock would be like really fun for her, and I think that she will wear them. So I got this purple yarn with her in mind, and I thought it'd be fun to incorporate some of my other like leftovers that I have. So the purple is Cascade Heritage Sock. I'm not sure the colorway name, but they only have one like light purple. This light blue is leftover from a pair of socks that I did. It's a Knit Pick Stroll leftover for toe and the heel, and then this variegated colorway is a hand-dyed leftover that I had from Fleur de Stitch, who's a Baton Rouge hand dyer, and this colorway is called Flower Garden. So sweet. The pattern that I used for the ruffle, I followed the instructions for the heel and everything too. This is the Midnight Dancer sock by Sari Nordland. So if you like the way that this ruffle looks, it really was not difficult. I was so excited because it's really not extra crazy techniques. Cast on, you knit decreases, you purl, and then you have a ruffle. I was like, wow, that was way easier than I thought it would be, and it's so freaking cute. So yeah, and then it kind of has the alternating slip stitch heel, and yeah, they're really cute. I really liked how this came out with like doing kind of like a third of the foot with the 3 different colors. I think like whenever I have 3 colors that work well together, I could see myself doing for myself a shorty sock and then doing the 3 colors. Yeah, it's really fun. So there's another finished object. Woo! Okay. Next, I have a little like extra small finished object, and then I have a half finished object. So, okay, let's do one more sock since we're talking about socks. I have a half finished object, a little bit of color work. You probably weren't thinking this, but you may have been wondering, where are the color work socks? You love color work. Well, I have been putting all of my color work energy into this. I need to block this. It's a little bit wiggly and wobbly. This is a test knit that I'm done with. I need to send notes and stuff. I think it's due like tomorrow. This is the Shamrockin'. I think that's what it is. I'll put the name down here, but it's the like Shamrockin' sock by Jennifer Bellew. They're pretty cute. This was so much focus. I have said on here before that I don't like that color work basically isn't that hard for me. This was difficult. It took a lot of focus. It's a full chart. So like from here to here, that is the chart. So I like how kind of scattered the shamrocks are, but because there's not a lot of repetition, I was like really looking at the chart and counting, and then it has pretty long floats, and the designer actually has a tutorial about a method for managing long floats called ladderback jacquard, or LBJ, and it was really helpful and really interesting. I just don't really want to make another one right now, and it's like getting pretty close to St. Patrick's Day, so I'm just gonna hold on to them, and maybe next year or something I will knit the other one, or maybe I'll just put it on my wall as decoration because it's really, really cute. Yeah, I need to block it measure it and kind of send her any like notes and stuff that I have, my yarn weights and everything, and then I think I'm just gonna be done with this, even though it is a super gorgeous pattern. The designer also has a pattern called the Heart Explosion socks, which is similar to this, but it's hearts for Valentine's Day, and they're all scattered and in different directions and different sizes. And now I really want to make those too. I guess I do kind of have an extra finished object because I was making those socks for myself for my birthday. I'm not going to bring them out because I've been wearing them. I made a pair of vanilla socks with Malabrigo sock. They're so cute. I love the color. It's like so my style. I'm gonna wear them all the time. But they are 100% superwash without the nylon. It's very soft, but you can tell, I think, in the durability. I think I'm already kind of able to tell that like where I've been rubbing on it, like on the bottom of my foot and the bottom, like my heel and the bottom of my toe, it is like so like not felted, but it's just like so flat and losing color, and like you don't really see the like stitches there much anymore. Yeah, it just, I don't think that they are going to have the durability that I would like, but I do really like those socks. I was making them for a separate video that I have filmed but have yet to edit and post, where I timed the entire process of making a pair of vanilla socks. And I won't tell you how long it took because, you know, you'll have to watch the video. But it was a long time. But it was fun. I'm glad that I did that. I hope that probably today, honestly, I'll have some time to finish editing that video because I think it's really interesting. But yeah, I guess that's another finished object update. I finished that, and you can see those in that video because I show them after I finished them and before I wore them for several days. Oh, so one more little baby finished object. Okay, I guess it's a little bit of a story because I had my birthday recently, last Monday, so about a week ago, and I got so many beautiful yarny presents, like people's just like generosity and how much I am like supported in my hobby is like, it's so awesome. And my parents got me a ball winder and Swift, which is so fun. I love it. I'm like, this is such a cool new toy. I have never had one before. I was just winding my skeins into balls by hand, which is fine, but I thought that'd be really fun and helpful, and I thought it's not something I want to buy for myself. But yeah, I got a yarn like ball winder and Swift, and I made a cake of yarn, and so I had to make a yarn cozy. And this is it's working so well. Like, I've used most of this ball of yarn, and it's like not like I'm not getting it like pooping out like a bunch of yarn. It's holding it super well. This is the Yarn Cozy Light by Natalie from Nitty Natty, and it's perfect. I just followed the directions. It really wasn't hard. If you can knit a sock, you can 1000% knit this. I was using a leftover of self-striping, so this is self-striping yarn, Knit Picks Felici up to this dark stripe, and then I just used some other stripes to finish it off. This is just two different scraps, this purple and this gray on the top, that I had in like a fingering weight yarn, and I feel like they kind of go, right? Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm definitely gonna be making a few more yarn cozies, because I already have like another cake of yarn that does not have cozy, and it needs a cozy. Every ball needs a sock. Yarn, sock for yarn. It is amazing. It's so cute, and it works so well. Thank you, Natalie, for making this. I love it. I really do. That's it. Okay, that's everything that I have finished. Now let's move on to works in progress. I have a few things. And yeah, this is awesome. I was thinking that I would be sitting here for like an hour, but we are making really great progress. I have not been filming a ridiculous amount of time. I'm going to show you my works in progress. And I last podcast I kind of wrapped up with like kind of plans and stuff, but I'll show you my works in progress first, but don't have a ton of plans because I just have a lot to do on my works in progress. So first one, we'll go with this beautiful yarn. This yarn I got also as a gift for my birthday. My mother-in-law sent me several skeins of hand-dyed yarn from different Etsy sellers, which is so sweet. Like, I was so happy. I was not like, every time anyone was like, oh, what do you have for your birthday? I was like, yarn, yarn, get me yarn. And she heard me and she poured generosity and love into my life and sent me a bunch of yarn, and I'm so grateful. So I think I'm in such a good mood, partly because I think my excitement for birthdays and knitting all these people birthday socks and getting so pumped and asking everyone when their birthday is, then I didn't even think, like, I don't know, I had my birthday and I felt like all of this like birthday excitement was like poured back onto me, and it was so fun. I absolutely loved it. It made me want to get even more pumped about everyone's birthdays. Like, it's fun if you make it fun. A lot of people don't like birthdays. It's whatever. You're worried about getting older. I can see how it could be like a kind of stressful or heavier moment. But I really feel like for me this year, like, I put good vibes in and I got good things out, and I'm really grateful. It's been an awesome like week and I'm just happy. So I hope that this makes you happy, because I'm happy. And I may be showing you my projects and how excited and happy I am. Maybe it inspires you to just enjoy the process, enjoy your birthday, and tell people that you love them. Okay, sorry. Okay, my first work in progress is a Musselburgh hat, or Musselburgh. Ah, it's almost done. I am so loving this yarn. So this is one that my mother-in-law sent me from a yarn dyer on Etsy. The dyer is glam, like lamb, but with glam, so GLAMB yarns. I don't have the like tag for this. Oh, I see it. One second. Okay, I got the tag. This yarn is so beautiful. She sent me several skeins, and this was skeins, and this just really stuck out to me. I was like, I want to wear this. Like, I want to wear it. It's so pretty. I love neutrals, but it has like depth to it and the variegation that's not too crazy. So I was like, making a hat for myself will be perfect. It's also ridiculously soft. This is from Glam Yarns. And this is the Glam Merino Sport, 100% superwash merino, 3-ply sport weight, 100 grams. So it's not a sock yarn. And I was kind of excited because she sent me a few that were not sock yarns of hand-dyed yarn, which is not something, like if I go to a yarn store and I'm like, oh, I have the budget, I want to buy a skein of hand-dyed yarn, I'm always going to get a sock yarn to make a pair of socks. But I was like, this will be perfect for a hat since it's 100% wool. It's super soft and I love the color. I did not start this that long ago. I got this last weekend, this yarn, and I got my ball winder and Swift on the same day wound this one up because it was the one that stuck out to me the most, and started this hat, and I have just been loving it. This is what I've been bringing to my classes and stuff mostly this past week, and I'm loving it. I'm getting pretty close to being done. I know there's a lot of different ways to like make and wear the hat. It's if you're not familiar with this pattern, it's by Isolde Teague, and you make like the top of a hat, but you make a long tube and then close it up again at the bottom and fold it inside each other, so you get a double thick hat that is like the right side of stockinette on the inside and the outside. And you can make it really long to where you fold it in, and then you can also turn up the brim. But I think that this will be plenty warm enough with just the double layer. I think that will be cute too. Like, I don't think I need the folded brim also. I've seen people say that that is like super, super warm because it ends up being 4 layers whenever you would double thick hat and fold it up. But you guys know I live in Central Texas and it is just not that cold. So a double layer hat is going to be plenty cozy for me. And I'm just really happy that I can show off this super beautiful yarn. And I'll probably finish this pretty soon because I think I'm gonna do, so if I kind of fold it up, if I think I wanna do it, this is not very precise, but I've been kind of folding it and looking at how big I want the hat to be. Like, that seems like a good length for the hat. So then I look on this side at where I'm at and I'm like, okay, I want to get to where this is back up to where my increases were so that I can start my decreases. So I think I'm going to do like 2 more inches and then do the decreases, maybe. Maybe 3 more, about 3 more inches before I start the decreases. I've made a muscle burr before. I made one in fingering weight yarn, and I just used like the needles that I would use like for socks. It was a very tight gauge, so it was pretty like stiff, and I liked that one, but I'm going way looser on this. So this one is sport weight, and I'm using a size US 3 needle. And I like that it's like more kind of floppy. Yeah, I want to measure like what gauge I'm actually getting now that I'm doing the tube, and put in the size that I'm making an adult medium. I measured 6.5 stitches per inch, but you measure it whenever you're like working the increases. But I feel like this is a tighter gauge than I'm getting down here, so I might be getting less than that now, and then I did the stitch count for the adult medium, so this might be more of an adult large or something. It seems big and like floppy, but I'm okay with that. Yeah. That is my first, I'd say kind of maybe my main work in progress. I definitely have the most done on this. Yeah, my little muscle bag. The biggest project that I'm working on, I mentioned this in my last podcast, but it has changed. One second, we need a coffee break. That reminds me, I'm just gonna throw this in and let you guys know I'm really excited about it. You probably know I'm an art student. I'm taking a bunch of different classes, and one of the classes I'm in is called New Media, and we are learning video editing in my class. So because I'm a student at a large university, I have access to Adobe, the whole Adobe suite, for free, which is awesome. That's not something that I would be able to afford to do this kind of hobby. But Adobe Premiere is a really powerful video editing program, and I've been using for my past my past videos, Adobe Premiere Rush, which is a simplified version of Adobe Premiere, and it has like a free version. I think it's like mostly free, but they have some like premium things or something. But in class, we really learned like the ins and outs and how to get Adobe Premiere to like do what you want it to do. And I was like, well, I'm a YouTuber now, so this is really helpful. And I just thought, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna like have some of my coffee, I'm probably gonna need to cut it out. I can do smooth transitions. I can do the like zoom thing that the YouTubers like to do. And I'm like, I get it now. Thank goodness. Yeah. Also, I can look out my window here, and my house kind of makes a bit of an L, so I can see the roof of my house, and there was a cat on it. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. I wanna show you these two more works in progress. This yellow sweater. I really was thinking, I got this this yarn. This is Wool of the Andes Sport from Knit Picks. If you weren't here for my last one, this stuff is great. I ordered 10 50-gram balls of this. Let me grab another one so you can see. Wool of the Andes Sport in the color turmeric. I wanted to do a either sport or DK weight sweater from Knit Picks, and this was a great deal. This stuff, I'm not like a super experienced sweater knitter, so I didn't want to invest a ton of money in this sweater project. I wanted to get a little bit more sweater experience under my belt before I make a big investment. My sweater quantity of this, I bought 10 balls, 500 grams. It was about $37. And this is a 100% non-superwash wool. So I'm really excited about that. That's something that really works for me. I really want to like, I want to be able to invest more in these large projects, like going forward. But I didn't feel ready to make that commitment, and I'm actually really happy with this yarn. So if you are on a budget, or if you're a new sweater knitter, this could be a really good option for you. It's not, it's soft. I think I'm used to working with superwash because I mostly make socks, and it definitely is a little bit more woolly, but it's soft. Especially I made a swatch and blocked it, and there's that cat again. Like, why is there a cat on my roof? Okay. I blocked the swatch, and it really did make a difference, and I was really happy with the feel of it. But I had said on my last podcast that I was going to make a DRK everyday sweater, but I have changed my mind because I wanted something with a good bit of positive ease. And just like a simple construction, like raglan. I think it's the DRK sweater also, I think, is a little bit more of a circular yoke, but the way that she's wearing it and the way that I've seen most people make that sweater, I watched some videos and stuff of some other people who have made it. It's more fitted, and obviously I could like size up, but I was like, maybe I should find something that is designed to be boxier, because I think that a boxier sweater, instead of something that is meant to fit like close to the shoulders and then just making it bigger, so I was like, maybe doing a drop shoulder would be better. So I switched my pattern plan to the retro v-neck sweater by Bethany from Well Loved Knits. I remembered that that sweater is sport weight, and I looked at it, and it has a looser gauge, like the DRK sweater I was gonna do with a size like 5 needle, and this you knit with a size 8. Speaking of really beautiful, wonderful birthday presents, y'all, I'm telling you, like the the like love and generosity and support for my knitting that my family has showed me this week is amazing. I think that's why talking about knitting is putting me in such a good mood. My aunt, who is also my godmother, she bought me a set of interchangeable knitting needles for my birthday. I like am so just like in awe of how sweet that was, because I saw her for the Super Bowl. We were watching the Super Bowl together, and I think I was telling her that I wanted to start this sweater, but I was thinking about purchasing some interchangeable knitting needles, and I was thinking about, for my birthday, ordering myself the Knit Picks metal interchangeable ones, and I was kind of thinking about getting the shorty ones, and then getting extra cables, because I like metal needles for my socks, so I figured I'll stick with that, do metal needles, but I like to use the ChiaoGoo, because that's what was recommended. I heard that that was the best, so I started using that, and now that's what I love. So I thought I'll do the Knit Picks ones because they're more affordable. Well, my generous and wonderful aunt bought me the ChiaoGoo interchangeable set. This is the small set for the 5-inch, so the tips are 5 inches, and then it's a size 3, US 3 to US 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I was like, that is actually so perfect for the things that I want to make, because like this one, I'm making this on the 8, which is the largest one in the set, but this is a very like loose gauge, which I think is going to work well for this project and my kind of slouchy, like oversized like fit that I'm going for. But I think I'm probably going to end up wanting to do like tighter in the future, and I really like working with like fingering weight, sport and DK, so I just think I'm going to get so much use out of this set, and I'm so grateful. It's so nice. So nice. I feel so fancy and lucky, and yeah, I'm really glad that I like waited, and because I was gonna get the Knit Picks ones just because those were the most affordable to me, and this is just like so nice, and I know that anything I would have gotten I'm gonna use for years, and I'm gonna use them all the time, so I am really, really happy to have that ChiaoGoo set. Anyway, so I started the retro v-neck sweater immediately after I got these needles, which was 2 days ago. And so this is all I have so far. This is very long, but I think it'll be good. This is the back. This is the top of the back. The way that this is constructed, you start with like this flat piece for the top back, and it's gonna be like 6 inches or so to go down to the armhole. And then I'll knit the front, like both sides, make the v-neck, and connect in the round and just do stockinette in the round. I am knitting the size large. For my bust measurement, the medium was recommended, but I wanted to go for even more positive ease and do a super oversized boxy fit, and I'm just going to keep an eye on the length so that it doesn't get too long, because I think having it really boxy and be short, like not fully cropped but like a hip length, I think will be really comfortable and cute, as well as like, because this is like a really loose gauge and a really woolly yarn, I'm gonna want to wear stuff under this, and so then having it just be like loose and slouchy and being able to just wear a t-shirt or a turtleneck or something if it's cold under it, I think will be really comfortable and cute in the larger size. Bethany, in her pattern photos, she is modeling the medium, and I think we have a similar measurements, and I like the boxiness that she has going on. But I think I want to go even more oversized, and I really could already see myself knitting this again in the medium with a softer like a superwash or something, so that I could wear it like more like next to skin, maybe with a tank top or something. But yeah, this like is gonna be just really boxy, cozy, really have that like big sweatshirt vibes, and I love this color and I love the fabric and I'm very happy with it. So I just recently started this and I have put in a lot of stitches on this, so I think if I am able to check back in, do another podcast in 2 weeks, I think I will have a good chunk of this done, because I think anytime I am at home knitting, I don't want to take this out because it's large, but at home knitting, because it is really simple, it's very like, it's pretty beginner friendly pattern, no fancy cast on or anything, which is nice too. The pattern, like, because it was simpler, I was like, this is totally doable. Like, it made me feel really confident about the project. I'm gonna be working on this a lot while I'm knitting at home. Yeah, so retro v-neck sweater, wool of the Andes Sport in turmeric. I love the color. I'm very excited about this project. Super fun. We're almost done. One more work in progress. Guess what it is? It's a sock. Obviously, I'm working on some kind of sock. I can't not have a sock on the needles. That would be crazy. That would just not be me. And oh, let me show you the yarn first, actually. Look at this. It's so pretty. This is like so crazy. This is another one that my mother-in-law sent me from Etsy. And this one is a sock yarn. I have the tag for this one too. So she sent me like yarns from multiple shops. I get to try out different indie dyers. Super excited. This one is from Apocalypse Fiber Co. It is their fingering base, which is a sock base. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon, and this colorway is called Twilight Meadows. And in the skein, it was it had like gray, black, blue, green, like a lighter blue. And I was kind of unsure about it. Like, it's not something that I would have bought for myself if I would have seen it in a store that way. But I was like, I mean, I'm gonna make socks out of it. It's a beautiful hand-dyed sock yarn. And I thought this would be fun to make some shorties with it, like full ankle sock shorties. I've been wanting to do that. It's already getting hot in Texas. Like, summer is upon us. And I want to make some shorties for summer. I really don't have any that I really like, so I want to try out a few different shorty sock patterns. And I thought this would be so fun to do shorties with. I also have a friend who I think also would wear shorties, and she saw this and really liked the color, and so I think I will have plenty to do, one for me and one for her. So let me show you my shorty sock that I'm working on. It's just kind of getting started. This is the everyday sock. I forgot who the designer is for this. I'll put it on the screen. I think it was made by Maddie, who had knitted like this sock like multiple times. I love that it has the fold over tab. It's like a running sock, and I'm really into running socks. This is just like how those are kind of constructed, with this really fluffy tab on the heel. It's knitted with short rows and then folded over, and you knit a little bit for the like front of the cuff too, and fold that over, and then immediately start the heel flap. I love how this looks in this colorway. It has the alternating which ones you slip and which ones you knit type of heel. and then I did the heel turn. I was doing this last night, and I was like, okay, this is a good stopping point. I'm trying to follow the pattern really closely. I have this habit of like, I'll look at a pattern and follow it until I don't feel like following anymore, and then just do my own sock recipe that I have memorized. But I was like, because this is like very different than the socks that I normally make, I want to make sure that I'm doing the gusset and everything how the pattern recommends, and if I need to adjust from there, I can. But yeah, I learned some new techniques doing this cuff. It was the oh, also the designer has a full tutorial on how to knit this sock, which is amazing, because I was a little bit overwhelmed about my stomach is like grumbling. Okay, I'm gonna go eat soon. Almost done. I was a little bit nervous about doing the fold over and the German short rows and everything. I've had short row issues in the past. It's confusing to me, the different kinds of short rows. Whenever you make a double stitch, what does that actually look like? How do you pick that up? It's a little bit confusing to me still. I don't have that fully worked out in my brain. But with this video, she is working through the whole sock in the smallest size, which I think is like a toddler size or something. Like hers, the ones that she's working on is very, very tiny. I'm working the second to largest size. So that's why I think that the one she's working is like a toddler size or something, because I think that the last three are more of a like small, medium, large adult size sock. I think that the second to last one is gonna have like 60 rounds in the foot, which is about what I need. Anyway, so this is the second to largest size. I followed the video. It's a German twisted cast on, which she explains in the video and shows you exactly how to do it. I'd never done that before. She walks you through the short rows, and then she walks you through how to fold this over. And so I did. She really walks you through it. It was really helpful. And then I'm gonna watch it again to make sure that I'm picking up my gusset stitches on the sides of the heel flap. You have to pick up these gusset stitches, make sure that I'm doing that how she does it instead of just doing it how I would do it. And maybe we do it the exact same way, but I think that will be, it's good for me to kind of see where I'm at with like other designers, because I really like, I just do the same thing over and over and over again. It's like automatic. But then I don't know what the techniques that I'm doing, I don't know if it has a name. I don't know how it compares to how other people would do it, or how it affects gauge and fit. So that's been fun and good for me to like follow the pattern, follow the directions, follow the tutorial. But yeah, this, I wasn't sure about like this color, and then I caked it up and I was like, it looks like the ocean. It is so pretty. And then since it's gonna be like mostly in my shoe, it's just gonna be a little pop of a little ocean color. You will probably catch me this summer wearing these with Birkenstocks with no shame at all, because it's a beautiful color. Yeah. So shorties for summer. This is the first pattern I'm trying out. It's called the Everyday Sock. I'll put the name and the designer on the screen. And then I have a few other shorty sock patterns that I want to try out also, with some of the other yarns that I've gotten. Yeah, so I had kind of said I don't really have a lot of like big plans, because my plans are to work on my sweater and finish my hat and work on my new shorty socks. And I think that especially the sweater is going to, I mean, it's going to take a long time. It's a whole sweater. So I'm going to try. I think I can do it. I think I can check back in with you guys in 2 weeks. And so then maybe I'll do more of a like 1 or 2 finished objects and show you what I'm working on, show you progress on my sweater, and all that. Yeah, I am so happy that you have stayed. I know this is a little chaotic. I hope that my good mood was not annoying to you. I hope that it was really positive and made you feel good. I don't know, like I don't want to like say how awesome all of my new yarn and tools and everything is to like brag. I just have like all of this like really positive energy coming into my life this past like week or two, and I want to share that. I hope that it's inspiring to you. I am always such a like, I'm very like cheap, really. Like I just want to work with what I have. I want to get the option that is cheap, or like I really I love like really thinking about sustainability of the things that I'm buying, and so I love the idea of things that are from really small like mills and small businesses and that have lower impact or organic and stuff like that, but also I'm very conscious of price, so I'm always like weighing that, and it tends to just stall me. Like I get overwhelmed with that kind of decision between buying something that's more affordable and buying something that is more sustainable and supporting small businesses and stuff like that. And so I don't purchase a lot of crafty stuff. I just feel really excited and energized and inspired by my new tools and materials that I've gotten. So I'm in a really happy place, not just because I've bought things, but it's just a lot of like, or acquired, you know, new stuff, but just, I've just been in a really happy place with my making. I had, I think one more kind of thing that really influenced what a like happy place I'm in with my knitting right now is in one of my classes, in my painting class, my teacher spent a good chunk of our class recently showing us her work and kind of her journey with painting and art. She does like completely different stuff now than what she did in school whenever she first went to like started in art, and I was really, really inspired by like everything that she said. I was already in such a good mood just for my birthday and stuff, but she really encouraged us to go all in. Like if there's something that is interesting to you, if there's something that is exciting to you for your art, your craft, and if you have the ability, if you have the time and materials to go all in, go all in. There is, as an artist, only good things can come of that. And what I love right now is knitting and sewing. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about sewing in one of my next videos. But it just got me so excited to just do it. Just make the things and spend time doing it whenever I have time. Now that I have the yarn and I have the tools, I'm gonna do it. I don't have like endless amounts of time for knitting. I still have to put school. I have a lot of things that I always need to do for school. But yeah, I've just felt inspired to just make the things that I want to make, and it has been awesome. So if you are, I don't know, maybe that could be helpful to you wherever you're at in your journey with knitting or any other kinds of crafts. If you're an artist, to lean into what is inspiring and exciting to you right now. You don't have to lean in financially, but the materials that you have, whatever's exciting to you, do it. I can get into a very like scarcity like mindset, feeling like, oh, I don't want to use my yarn because it's so nice, and what if it doesn't work out? But I have it, and I just need to, if I want to knit it, I'm gonna knit it. And so I've been really excited to work with my yarn that I have and try new patterns and everything. Yeah, I don't know if this has been hard to like understand. But yeah, I'm in a really good place and I'm loving all my knitting, all my projects. So I want to lean in also to doing my YouTube videos. So that's also part of why I want to try to check in again in 2 weeks instead of in another month, because this is something that's really motivating and inspiring for me. So I'm going to do more of it if I can. So I will see you guys hopefully in 2 weeks with updates on all of this stuff. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and everyone who has like commented and reached out to me about these videos. I really, really, really appreciate it. I've been really enjoying it, and I hope that you have too. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.